Hello, everyone, and welcome to Teaching for Transformation, a podcast where we explore the journey of future educators in Colombia. I'm Diana, a future English teacher based in Bogota, and today I want to share how I envision my role within the national education landscape. Let's begin with a brief look at the current state of education in Colombia. Over the last decade, the government has introduced several initiatives to improve access and quality. Programs like Todos Aprender have been essential for teacher development, and efforts to promote bilingualism, like Colombia Bilingüe, show the growing importance of English in our society. However, there are still major challenges: inequality between urban and rural schools, limited technological access, underpaid and overworked teachers, and students who are used to learning in overcrowded classrooms with few resources. When I think about how I used to view education, it was mostly centered around academic achievement and standardized tests. But over time, I've come to realize that education is deeply tied to equity, opportunity, and empowerment. Now, as a future teacher, I see my role as someone who can create change one classroom at a time. The DBAs, or Derechos Básicos de Aprendizaje, are the set of fundamental learning goals established by the Colombian Ministry of Education to ensure that all students, regardless of their background or location, receive a minimum and essential quality of education. As a future English teacher, I see the DBA as a valuable guide to plan lessons that are aligned with national standards and students' needs. They help provide equity in learning opportunities and serve as a framework for evaluating student progress. By incorporating the DBA into my teaching practices, I can ensure that my students not only meet language objectives but also develop key competences for communication, critical thinking, and citizenship. In this way, the DBA support both my instructional planning and my broader mission to provide inclusive, high-quality education. So, how will I face this national context? First, I believe in a learner-centered approach. I want to create lessons that are meaningful, interactive, and culturally relevant. I know students won't learn just because I tell them to. They need to see a purpose. That's why I'll use project-based learning, where students explore real-world issues through English. Also, I plan to integrate technology, even if we only have one phone or a radio in a class. Many students aren't used to speaking English outside the classroom, so I'll create chances to them to listen, speak, and collaborate daily. I know it won't be easy. It takes time to get used to new methods, both for students and teachers, but change happens when we stay committed and flexible. And I've learned something else. Teaching English in Colombia isn't just about grammar or pronunciation. It's about helping students get used to thinking critically, working as a team, and expressing their ideas with confidence in any language. Reflecting on this experience, I can see how much I've grown. I used to think that teaching was just about delivering content, but I now understand it's about guiding learners to become independent, confident individuals. This podcast gave me the chance to organize my thoughts, explore educational trends, and think creatively about how I can respond to real world issues. Most importantly, I'm getting used to seeing myself not just a future teacher, but as an agent of change. I'm learning to trust my voice, adapt my methods, and think critically about what education means in Colombia. Thank you for listening to Teaching for Transformation. If you are also preparing to teach, I encourage you to reflect on how your classroom can be a space of equity, innovation, and growth. Until next time, this is Diana signing off from Bogota.